All right, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 7, episode 5. We picked up where we left off from last week with, Tommy meeting up with Tierra. Tierra is actually the one who wanted to meet up with Tommy and everything. And, Tommy is pretty, well, actually, Tierra and Tommy, they're talking about the beef that they had in regards to, scrap and everything. And Tommy is like, was he really playing house with you and everything? I'm like, duh, girl, did you not watch the show when he was back and forth between y'all two and couldn't choose between y'all two? But anyway, so Sierra is like, yeah, he's always been a family man, and he wanted a family because the family that he had, no disrespect to KK and everything. And I'm just like, well, him being back and forth between you and Tommy, he couldn't have one of the family that damn much. But okay, you know what I'm saying? But she's like, I know that you and KK were close at one point in time, and you guys know about KK and Tommy pretty much falling out over social media and everything. And Tommy is just pretty much like, she made the decision to X KK out of her life. So Tierra, she's like, that scrap is due home any day now. And she's like, you and him don't have nothing going on, do you? And Tommy is like, oh, y'all trying to get back together or something? And, Tierra says that we're talking about it. And I'm just like, why would you get back with the dude that took you through all this chaos or whatever with another female? You know what I'm saying? Because if he ain't gonna sit up here and start fucking around with Tommy again when he gets out, he be sitting up here probably fucking around with the next bitch while he's still trying to so-called get back with you. I'm just like, girl, okay, whatever. And I also saw, her on social media. She kept on atting Malaysia, for Basketball Wives, because I guess Malaysia is supposedly dating her ex-husband or something like that. And I don't even know what her plight was, because I won't about to read all that shit. But I was just like, yeah, girl, Tierra, yeah. Turns out Tierra seems to be like a fucking bird, for real, okay? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So anyways, Tommy is like, I mean, well, hey, girl, that's all you. I don't want him at this point. So, it is what it is, And Tierra, she's like, okay, we'll see and everything. So then we have Rashida and Carly. They're at the gym. And, Rashida, she's trying to get in shape for this workout tape that, Kirk is talking about or whatever. So she hired her a personal trainer. And, Carly is just pretty much there for moral support and to give Rashida a good laugh. Because she got her shades on and everything. And she got the weights or whatever in her hands like this, just holding it up and everything. And I'm like, is she stuck or whatever? Because then the trainer had to come over there and take the weight out of her hand and everything. And, Carly thinks that the trainer is fine and that, Rashida should get with that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Carly, once the trainer goes away, Carly is asking, Rashida about the situation with Kirk. And, Rashida is saying, I mean, we're still living separately. We're co-parenting the kids, and she's like, but it is kind of weird, especially finding out that, Jasmine baby is his. And Carly is like, what? Like, stop lying. You know what I'm saying? And, she's like, Rashida, she's like, I got some stuff going on in the store. I got a few light bulbs that need to be fixed. I got a camera that needs to be fixed. But I don't even want to call him about stuff that's, going on with the store. So I just, I don't. You know what I'm saying? And Carly is like, well, I think that you should get, old boy to, fix those things that's going on with your store or whatever. And Rashida is like, girl, what? And Carly is like, I think you should go on a date with him. You know what I'm saying? Have fun, live a little, until you figure out this situation with your divorce or whatever. And it's like, Carly, girl, Rashida ain't gonna leave Kirk, so I don't even know why you trying to put this idea in Rashida's head, but anyway, so Rashida is saying that she's not ready to date or whatever, this, that, and the third. I said, yeah, because your ass ain't getting no divorce. So then Tommy meets up with Jock, and we get a special cameo appearance from Tammy. And Tommy, considers them two to be like, some of her real friends or whatever. And, she talks to them about the situation with her family and how she got into a fight, with her little sister, and, how the situation happened at her job, so pretty much, by them fighting at, Versace's job, they were around people that's not used to the chaos with them or whatever. But, Versace did make a statement that stuck with the police, and, she had to fight those charges and everything. And she feels as though that the charges should have been dropped or whatever. And then Tammy is kind of co-signing, saying, yeah, you shouldn't be calling the popo or nothing like that. And it's like, I mean, from what we're understanding, Versace is not the one who called the police and everything. And like, yes, I wouldn't call the police on like my god, on any of my god sisters or anything like that, or like my cousin, or whatever. If we got into it. But I mean, girl, like we've been saying, you did show up at that girl's job, and you do need to take some ownership into the situation. And I was kind of mad that Tammy just kind of completely co-signed with her because because of the fact that the police was called and everything. I wish Tammy would have been like, well, girl, you shouldn't have showed up at her job or whatever, knowing that it was going to be an issue, and knowing how crazy y'all both are, and knowing how you are, you probably came up there on some fuck shit. But whatever. So Tommy, she also informs them about Scrap coming home soon and everything. And Tammy is like, how'd you find that out or whatever. And she tells her and Jock that she met up with Tierra and everything, and they like, the baby mama. And she's like, yeah, and she was pretty much saying how she was pretty much asking me, was me and Scrap still having something going on or whatever. And I told her, nah, you know what I'm saying? And Tammy is like, do you still have feelings for Scrap and everything? And Tommy is like, nah, especially after that shit that he pulled with Carly, I don't got time for all of that. So, it is what it is. I'm just focused on this music right now. So then we have the self-proclaimed good guys, meaning Stevie J, Kirk, and Jock, meeting up at the club or whatever, because Stevie has an announcement. He also has, some of his kids there, his daughter Savannah, and the other daughter, I forgot her name, is Stevie J Jr. So his kids, they go off somewhere for a minute or whatever. And, Stevie, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. A piece of hair got caught up in my mouth. But Stevie is asking Kirk, did you tell Rashida about the DNA test or whatever? And he's like, yeah, but of course she was upset and everything. But, and they like, so, I mean, what you trying to do to fix her or whatever? And he's like, I mean, I'm trying to move back into the crib, but Rashida won't let me, you know what I'm saying? And they just, I guess, basically was telling him to just keep on trying because that's what she really wants you to do or whatever. So then Mimi and Ty shows up and everything. And she's glad that her and Ty made up or whatever from that stupid argument that they had or whatever, this, that, and the third. He calls his kids back over so he could tell everybody there what's going on. So pretty much he tells them that he's going to New York or whatever, and that he's going to be meeting with his lawyer, and he might have to, go away for 4 months or whatever. And I'm just like, you couldn't have had I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. But when he had told him that, I'm like, you couldn't have told him that at the crib or something? Like, you take them to a club to tell them about what's going on. You couldn't have had something at your house and told them what was going on. You had to tell them at the club. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's pretty much saying that it's because of Savannah and Stevie J Jr.'s mom or whatever. And this is the same case that he's been dealing with since, 1998 or whatever. And how, he he's not making as much money as he was back then, and the courts never adjusted, the amount that he had to pay, despite, his appeals or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Savannah, she's crying, and, of course, he's comforting her and everything. And then him and Mimi, they go to another part of the club separately to talk or whatever amongst themselves. And, Mimi is like, what am I supposed to tell Eva and everything? And, Stevie is like, I don't even want you to tell her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, after seeing Savannah's reaction, I don't even want you to tell Eva what's going on. Just tell her I went on vacation or something like that. And Stevie, he's like, but listen, and y'all already know, it's always a catch with Stevie when it comes to Mimi. He's like, I need you to handle Estelita. And, Mimi is like, I mean, I don't know about managing her per se, but, I can maintain her until you get out or whatever. And, he's like, okay, that's cool, but I also need you to handle Brittany as well. And Mimi is like, what the fuck am I getting myself into? You know what I'm saying? And as he's telling her this, Brittany and Keely, they show up or whatever. And I have figured out, y'all, that I don't think I'm gonna like Keely. And I'm about to tell y'all why in a minute. But Mimi, she was saying, talking about how her and Stevie, y'all know how they did the managing thing, or was trying to do the managing thing with each other a few seasons ago, but it didn't work out. And Mimi was like, I'm gonna see if I could, she was like, I'm gonna see if I still got it or whatever. I'm like, Mimi girl, you didn't do a good job when you were trying to manage before. So you sitting up here talking about something, I'm gonna see if I still got it, like as if you ain't helped nobody for real. Yeah. But anyway, so like I was saying, Brittany and Keely, that's when they show up. And yeah, y'all, I don't think I'm gonna like Keely. I was watching Scotty, Mr. Still Standing's video last week, and he was saying how Sierra pretty much put Keely on blast or whatever on the Love and Hip Hop T page or something like that on Instagram. So I went on the page to see what he was, talking about. And come to find out, this bitch Keely is actually Sierra's friend. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Keely is actually Sierra's friend. But yet she coming on this show percolating and perpetrating as if she's Shooter's best friend. Sierra let it be known, nah, bitch. She was my friend first, and she met Shooter through me. You know what I'm saying? And like she showed text messages between those two or whatever. And one of the text messages, I think had to do with Keely coming on this show. And Sierra told her, like, okay, that's cool. Just don't step on my toes or whatever to, get your coin. And that's exactly what she's doing. She done came on this show and is stepping on Sierra's motherfucking toes. It just seemed like Sierra just surround herself with some trifling people. But I ain't gonna get too much into Keely, considering that Shooter is not on this episode. But yeah, next week I'm gonna go in further on my thoughts on that whole situation. But yeah, Keely fucked up for that. She's fucked up for that shit. But anyway, so where was I at? So Mimi tells Keely and Brittany what's going on with Stevie and everything, and Brittany, she's like, well, I don't even want me and Estelita to be in the same category or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Stevie is like, okay, but Estelita is signed to me. And Brittany is like, okay, but I'm not, And, she's like, you produced a single for me that's going to go #1 or whatever. And I'm just like, again, when's the last time Stevie has produced any #1 single for anybody, including Faith Evans? Like, girl, or whatever. So anyways, he's like, well, oh, okay, because yeah, he was talking about the showcase that he wants to put together for everybody or whatever, this, that, and the third. And he's like, well, I don't even, oh no, I'm sorry, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. they're still talking about the single. He was like, well, I don't know if I even want the single to come out then if you not signed to me or whatever, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, okay, well, even though I don't really care for Britney like that for real, it's just kind of like, okay, Stevie, you know what I'm saying? Like, the girl don't have to be signed to you for you to do a record deal with her. I mean not a record deal, for you to do a record with her. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, I might have to give it to Mary J. Blige and everything. And she's like, hold up. I love Mary J. Blige, but, that's my song that I wrote and that you produced. So if anybody's going to put it out, it's going to be me. You know what I'm saying? And Keely, she says that, how she's also a manager. She's been in the business for, some years or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Stevie is like, okay, I could probably use you to be on the team too, to help Mimi out and everything. And then this is when he gets into the showcasing or whatever. And, he's like, I want to do it with Estelita, Erica or whatever. And Britney talking about something, as long as I'm the headliner. And I'm just like, girl, ain't none of y'all that damn important. Like, for real, to be talking about some headliner bullshit. Like, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, Stevie is like, but you're not signed to me, though. You know what I'm saying? And, so you not even in it right now. And she's like, oh, I will be on that show and everything. So, moving on. We get Jessica Dime. She's with a wedding planner or whatever, and she's talking about having like a wedding in Paris during the All-Star weekend or whatever. And Carly shows up because Sean is saying, Sean was supposed to be there to help her with the invitations and stuff like that, but he had to stay back for practice or whatever, so he wasn't able to be there. And so Carly, she shows up, she's hyped to hear that the theme is, that the wedding is going to be in Paris or whatever. And, Carly is like, she don't think that she'll be married anytime soon. I'm like, or ever, you know what I'm saying? But, she's like that she's going to live this wedding out through Jessica or whatever. So Sean, he ends up surprising Jessica or whatever by showing up. And he ends up slipping up and saying, I had to be here. I done already missed the first heartbeat or whatever, because earlier on in the episode, Jessica did meet up with Dr. Jackie to get her first ultrasound or whatever, and he wasn't able to be there. And so he had slipped up and said something about the first heartbeat, and Carly is like, say what now? And he was like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say nothing. Yeah, Sean, you was supposed to zip your lip or whatever. So Jessica had to tell Carly what was going on. And, of course, Carly, she all excited. Like, oh, I see Carly. Y'all know how she do, just extra or whatever. But, Jessica lets Carly know. Now, listen, girl, I know you messy and shit, but, don't nobody know, so don't be running around town telling my business and everything. And so Carly is like, okay, cool, does your mom know or whatever? And Jessica, she's like, nah, I haven't been talking to her. And Carly is like, what? And Sean is like, yeah, that's crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? And I guess Jessica's mom is mad about some of the things that Jessica said on last season's reunion, because they had flashback to when, Jessica was saying how she could relate to Tommy, because some of the same things that Tommy went through with her mom is some of the same things that Jessica has also went through with her mom. So I guess her mom wasn't too keen on that or whatever, and her mom just started being negative, saying things about, her marriage and all this other stuff, yada, yada, yada. But they are trying to encourage Jessica to fix the relationship with her mom, and I hope that she has or is able to, you know what I'm saying, because this is definitely a very important moment in your life, not only a wedding, but a baby, you know what I'm saying, especially it being your first baby, so I hope that she's able to fix her relationship with her mom and everything. But I did kind of find it interesting that she kind of considers Carly to be like her only friend in Atlanta, considering the Jamaica trip last season, and how she whooped old girl's ass, or snatched old girl's wig off for, saying the shit that she was saying to Rashida or whatever. I forgot that child's name. The girl that was from Houston or whatever, that was sitting up here acting like it's okay to be a side chick or whatever. Y'all remember that situation. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of found that interesting that she said that she kind of considers Carly to kind of be like her only friend. But, hey, it is what it is. So then we have Tommy, her brothers, they come to her house or whatever and show her, the 70s picture that she wasn't a part of. And they ask her about the situation, with their mom, and Tommy is like, listen, she want to make everything good with everybody or whatever, and I just felt ambushed, you know what I'm saying? And like I told y'all last week, I don't know why Samantha did that and thought that shit was going to go over well, but Tommy was over the top with her reaction at the same time too, you know what I'm saying? And the bros, they do admit that, yeah, it was an ambush and everything, and they just kind of tell her, well, listen, you don't need no negative energy going on right now, just do you, just focus on your music or whatever, this, that, and the third. So then we have Rashida, she's at Pressed. The trainer shows up, and he shows up courtesy of Carly Red. And so Mama Shirlene, she introduces herself, and she's feeling kind of hot and bothered by the trainer. And then Kelsey, she's like, hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm her husband's daughter or whatever. And, he's going off to, fix whatever problems she has in the store. And they like, who's that or whatever. And Rashida is like, she tells them that that's her trainer or whatever, this, that, and the third, and that, she ain't asking to come here. It was all Carly's doing, but I mean, since he here, I'm going to take the free help or whatever. And, Charlene, she like, I mean, girl, ain't nothing wrong, but, testing the waters a little bit. And Kelsey is like, yes, it is, and everything. And, she wants, Rashida and her dad to work things out or whatever. And Kelsey is like, does dad know that that's your trainer or whatever? And, Rashida is like, I mean, no, but I don't really know if me and your dad are gonna get back together, but if we don't, you might have to deal with the fact that it might be another man in my life. And Kelsey is like, okay, I understand that, but you need to, try first or whatever. And I'm just like, excuse me? Like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rashida was trying way before this baby situation happened. So, I'm just saying, okay? Pump your brakes. But anyways, Rashida is like, listen, he needs to show me that he wants his family and everything. So, that's that with them. Then we get Tommy and Spice. They're working in the studio together. Spice heard that, she heard about Tommy's reputation about, turning up and drinking a lot, but, she's not going to judge her or whatever, she's going to give Tommy a chance. So, Tommy is asking Spice, who do you fuck with in Atlanta or whatever that made you make this move? And, Spice is like, I'm here by myself, but, I know Carly and everything. And she's like, do you know Carly? And Tommy is like, yeah, I know that bitch or whatever. And, Spice is like, okay, girl, well, why you don't like her? What happened? So, Tommy pretty much tells her about as to why she doesn't like her, because of the whole scrap situation. And then, she kind of tried to get back at Carly, by, not really messing around with Jock, but kind of, playing, fucking with Carly's head or whatever. So, they get into a conversation about siblings or whatever. And Spice says that she doesn't have a good relationship with her brother because her dad died at 9, and she felt as though that I guess her brother should have stepped up to the plate or whatever, and he never did. And Tommy, she's kind of crying or tearing up or whatever, and Spice is like, girl, what's going on? And Tommy is like, it's just that I'm the oldest, you know what I'm saying? And everybody looks up to me or whatever, and that's a hard position to be in. And we hear about shit like this all the time, where situations where sometimes the oldest child has to, step up to the plate for whatever reason, whether, dad is not in their life, or mom is on drugs, or both parents is working a lot, whatever the situation may be. We do hear about older siblings having to step up to the plate and taking care of everybody, and that could be a lot on the child, and feeling like that they never really had a chance to have a real childhood because they had to take care of they siblings and everything. And so Spice is like, well, how do you deal with all of that or whatever? And Tommy is like, I'm not an alcoholic or whatever. Okay, but she's like, but she deals with it, she copes with it with drinking or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And because it relaxes her, or it makes her forget about the things that she's dealing with or whatever. And Spice, she tells her, I don't think drinking is the answer, I think you need to deal with it in the better way. And they hug it out, whatever. So then we have the sit down between Mimi, Erica, Estelita, Brittany, and Keely. So Erica, she shows up first, and Mimi lets her know, Estelita is gonna be here, and Erica's like, oh, that's cool. Me and Estelita, we made up, so it's fine. So Mimi, no, I'm sorry, Estelita then shows up. Mimi fills them in on what's going on with Stevie and how he wants her to take over his affairs or whatever when it concerns them. And then she tells them that just Brittany and Keely are going to be showing up or whatever. So I need you guys to be on your best behavior, especially you, Erica, because we know how you get, And she brings up the whole showcase situation. And, Erica's like, wait a minute, I thought just Brittany was Rick Ross's artist or whatever. Lord, y'all gonna say Rick Ross's name to death this season too, it seemed like. Y'all remember a couple of seasons ago where they kept on saying Rick Ross's name in regards to that picture with him and Jocelyn. I hope y'all paying him for this shit. I'm just saying, But anyway, so Estelita, she removes some things from the table or whatever, because she's like, listen, if some shit gonna be thrown, the only thing we gonna be throwing is some motherfucking hands, okay? So Brittany and Keely, they show up. Erica tells about the last encounter that they had with Brittany and how, Brittany kind of was on the bullshit. And Brittany is like, no, y'all came in there on some bullshit or whatever. And I'm like, no, Brittany girl, you said something about you not having to fuck your way up to the top, throwing shade at them first. Okay? And then that's when they start going in on your ass. So let's be clear on that shit, okay? So, Brittany saying how she felt disrespected by Erica or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Estelita is like, listen, I'm a Latin artist. I speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And Brittany is like, Brittany has said something in Spanish or whatever. And Erica is like, if you're going to speak it the correct way. And, Brittany is telling Erica, why don't you go take care of your son and this, that, and the third. I'm like, all right now, Brittany. Now, I done heard, was it her that got her ass kicked by Johnny Blaze down there in Houston when they was trying to do a Love and Hip Hop, Houston? Yeah, girl, I don't know if you want it with Erica, okay? I'm just saying, But anyways, Erica is like, bitch, don't fucking try me, because I'll come out of hibernation and knock your bitch ass out, okay? And so Estelita and Brittany start arguing over who's going to be headlining the show and everything. And Estelita calls, Brittany Shanae. And, Erica, she stands up or whatever. And, mind you, security was already over there before Erica had even stood up, because they know how this bitch is. So, this one guy, I guess, was trying to hold her back or whatever, and she started wilding out on him, like, get the fuck off me and everything. I already know how this shit go. Like, y'all forget. Y'all, I'm the reason why y'all got a job or whatever, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, Lord. That was the episode, you guys. I'm sorry if I was, like, all over the place and just, getting crossed up or whatever. But, yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, y'all.